Who's first up the stairs?
I'll go.
Oh, Thalia.
Go for it.
Who's second? Put you guys in order for me. How's that?
Okay.
The stair opening over there. That's the first. Yeah. Don't put any. Yeah, that's fine. Just like that. The order. Order. Who's last? Margolius, nice. Oh, Duke. Who's last? Duke, make a perception roll, please.
6.
This is awesome. You're good, sir.
At least he didn't see it.
Thalia, as you finally reach the top of these dark stairs, the nursery sounds of the nursery rhymes stopped. Before you lays a small dark attic choked with dust and cobwebs. There are dancing flames from several candles on the floor in the corners of this room, and they provide an orange glow throughout this attic hall. But you promptly notice a door with 3 keyholes at the other end of the hall. The attic quietly moans in protest as you look at these doors. The temperature, though, drops significantly up here as all your breaths are very visible when you exhale. So, here we are. Decisions. Thalia, you're up the front. What do you suggest?
I'll start walking cautiously through the room and start not checking on the doors.
All right, which door do you want to go to first?
This
Okay, put your character there. Who's behind?
I'll go.
Where are you going, young lady?
Same door.
Yep. Next up, Yorn.
I'm gonna stay at this here corner.
Ooh, very smart. Margolius.
Yeah, I'll go into the room, but right here.
Okay. And last is. Okay, and where are you, sir?
I'm gonna go around him and stand right there.
Top of the order is Thalia.
I'll check on the doors. Can I open it?
Okay, you look at the door, and there is a door handle to it, but there are 3 keyholes. Each keyhole has a shape above them. You see a circle, a square, and a triangle. You try the door, it is locked.
Suppose we're gonna find the keys throughout here.
We got one. At least we know what order to put them in, eh? I'm gonna move around Thalia and try that door.
Okay, go put yourself over to that far door. There is a doorknob, but it's covered with dust. Doesn't look like somebody's opened it in some time. You can open that door?
I'm gonna try.
Sure. Anybody moving towards her or close?
I'll follow.
Okay. Yorn?
I'm gonna head over here.
Good. Duke?
I'm gonna stand right there.
And Argolius. Alright. You opening that door, young lady?
I'd like to inspect this in this trap.
Make the roll.
Investigation.
Yes, and perception.
Oh, perception. 13.
You see a black widow spider, very small, crawling around the handle of the door. And it scurries into a keyhole and goes into the room. So you're very lucky to check that.
Now I'm gonna try the door handle.
Okay. Alright, you open the door. You move that piece.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. You open this door to a spare bedroom. It's smothered by cobwebs and dust. But there are hundreds of spiders scurrying about all over the walls, the ceiling, and the floor.
Burn it down.
There is a rocking chair covered with cobwebs in the corner. Now the spiders are all over the place, makes this room look like it's alive. Some of the spiders as big as your hand, some as small as your thumbnail. All different colors, browns and blacks and grays. And they are upset and in a frenzy at you. The room looks alive and they're all everywhere. But the rocking chair in the corner, underneath cobwebs, you see the shine of a key.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna peek my head over the corner.
Yep.
Turn over to scan. Well, I suppose the nimble one should be doing this.
Oh, make me do it. Anybody got mage hand?
I don't think I do that.
Of all the stuff I have.
That works.
I mean, no. What do you see in the room?
I see something we need. Looks like one of the keys.
Okay, Stan.
And a lot of spiders.
That's the important part. Alright. I nosy on over to the door and I go.
And yeah, you're marveled, amazed at all the spiders you see in this room, all over the place. The walls look alive, the floors, they're everywhere, but the key almost glistens in the moonlight. And it's underneath a bunch of webs on this rocking chair. Yorn, you're at this door. You hear them going over to this room. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna call out to them and see and ask them, hey, what's going on over there?
Lot of spiders and one key. One very important key.
All stuffed spiders.
He rages!
Yorn's gonna kind of just look around and see if I see anything that's here, just on the ground in general around me.
Yes, make a perception roll. This is actually a low one. 5 or higher.
Wait, plus 3, 13.
You look around, the floor is covered with dust, but you all of a sudden see words appear at your feet. And they start with the letter T, as if some magic or invisible force is writing it. I-M-E-T-O-D-I-E. Got it? T-I-M-E-T-O-D-I-E. And then it disappears.
Okay.
T-I-M-E-T-O-D-I-E. T-I-M-E-T-O-D-I-E. You see that? Okay? Yeah, it's probably nothing.
This is fine.
Argolius, you notice your brother looking pretty white and pale as he looks down at the ground, and you see nothing at his feet. And you guys sort of make eye contact with each other.
Aggie, we may need your flammable help over here.
Yeah, I'll go behind the other folks here.
They're all gathered by the door, and you two see this room that looks alive. You see spiders everywhere, running all over the place. There is a key that's visible to everyone, and it's glistening and shining from the moonlight, but it's underneath cobwebs on a rocking chair.
If you think about this, between you and me and our expertise, we should be able to clear a decent path for a small, nimble, possibly quick with their hands individual to sneak in there while we clear the path for them.
Okay, I'm going to use burning hands.
Okay.
So I'm gonna walk up to the doorway, outstretch my hands, and for a 15-foot cone out in front of me, I will have fire emanating from my hands.
All right, I need you to make a intelligence roll with advantage. The magic number is 5.
I have a bonus of 5, so hopefully we can handle that. That'll be 14.
Due to the old nature of all the items in this room, the attic being wood, you have a feeling that setting fire to this area may not be a good idea.
It's got spiders in it, I'm not
He doesn't care.
Oh,
Alright.
I could freeze them.
I'll let you try that.
Seeing that he's contemplating about the fire, kind of seeing him go for it, and he's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So I reach the side and I go, let's try this instead. And I ray of frost, which is 15-foot cone. Go
Okay.
that way.
And don't even roll, it works. The whole area in 15-foot freezes up and ices up towards the chair. But the spiders spill out on top of the ice. It's to not, they're still all over the place.
Well,
So you froze some spiders, if that makes you feel better.
well, we could.
I can attempt to take one of the kittens out of my pack and tie a rope around it and try and lasso the key.
That'll be a disadvantage call shot, but you know what? Let's give it a try.
Alright, if you were ever gonna roll 220s.
Yeah.
Okay, the number is 18.
Okay. Yes,
You You throw it so hard, the rope actually lets go and it falls into the middle of the room. Spiders all dance all around it, to the point where you barely see the rope anymore.
Well, that will do it.
What would you like to do? Any suggestions? They're just spiders.
The first one we ever saw was a black widow.
Okay, I'm gonna try and stealthily or gingerly get in the room and try and get the key.
Okay.
And
As you guys are debating, you see your sister. She steps up and Scamp looks into the room, takes a deep breath. And as you go to step in, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
16.
You start walking into the room and the spiders are slowly moving away from you. You're very careful and concentrating and you're not panicking. So move you 2 spots up.
2 spots.
Yep, move it 2 spots in right there. Spiders are all around her. You guys are like, holy shit. The next roll you make is the same, but you'll have advantage on this roll. You panic and you freak and you run right back out. You never want to go into that room again. Let's move her out of there. She just freaks out and panics and she runs out. She's terrified.
Someone else do it. I had it the first bit. Don't go do that again.
Yeah, she runs out. Spiders all falling off of her and they're all just going back and they run back into the room.
Seeing that and just getting frustrated with all this, with this house in general, I just walk in, same kind of calm motion, just locked onto that.
Let's
prize.
do it. Wisdom saving throw.
2.
A little pink spider crawls up on your shoulder, and all of a sudden the rest of you hear, ah! And he just runs out of the room. You're out. You can't go into that room. You're just too scared. You and Scamp are just looking at each other like, holy shit, I'm never doing that again.
You end up so easy as a spell
3
slinger.
brothers, what are we going to do?
Hearing the screams of terror, kind of mosey on over. Why all the screaming?
Spiders?
Yeah, both your brothers, his brother and sister were terrified right now.
Okay.
At this day spider, there is enough to probably, yeah.
I don't think I have enough movement to try it, but maybe next turn I'll go in there.
Okay. Well, if you want to go in first, but you got to clear it with these because they're standing there looking at their 2 brothers and their brother and sister like, what the hell? So
By all means. I'll give it a go.
okay. The rolls aren't that high for this wisdom saving throw, but go ahead. Let's see. You're going to take a step forward, and you're too scared to do so. That leaves Argolius and Celia.
We're going to talk about this later.
It's a really low roll.
6.
You enter the room. Spiders are crawling around your ankles and your feet, and move him 2 squares in.
I didn't think the boss was
You start reading and hyperventilating. They're everywhere, and you feel them crawling on your legs, on your clothing, but you're actually slowly moving in. You know you're super close to getting to that chair. Make another roll with advantage. And now you are standing in front of the rocking chair. Now, to the rest of you who failed those rolls, you guys are mortified. What the hell? And your big brother, the wizard, is now standing there, but you see spiders all on his back, on his shoulders, all over his whole body, and you feel them, but you're keeping your cool. Before you is a rocking chair in cobwebs with a key underneath the cobwebs.
I'm going to grab the key.
You reach down and grab it. It's a brass key, and you see it has a symbol of a square etched into it.
Alright, so I'm going to very deliberately walk out of the room.
And you slowly, deliberately walking out of the room. Are you closing the door? For whatever reason, the spiders all fall off of
Someone
you and
set me on fire.
They go back into the room. The door is closed, and Argolius has the key. Good job.
Awesome.
How do you throw a book nerd? You grew up to be a badass.
I hate spiders. Alright, well, we've got the square key. Let's go get the others.
Nick, perception. Yes, sir.
Shoot, what is with the curse
It's
3?
a lot of 3s.
No, yeah, unfortunately, you thought you might have heard something down the hallway you just came from, but not really, so. What would the party like to do?
Let's go move to the next room.
Try another door.
There's this room across from you, or the room where Yorn was at.
Room that
That one?
If we're already here.
All right. Duke, as you approach that door, you see at the bottom of this door, there is a message. It looks like a child's handwriting, different colored chalk. And it says, "Shush, for they sleep until you peep. Shush, for they sleep until you peep." And the door is all caked up with dust. Doesn't seem like it's been open for a long time.
I'm gonna check the door for traps.
Make that roll, please.
That one.
I think you've had the most nat ones in a long time that I've seen. No, you can't find any traps, Luke.
I kind of see her trying to do that. I kind of feel over her shoulder, kind of helping her, and I also appear to see if this door has anything off about it.
Okay, go ahead.
Quietly. That one.
Oh, what a juxtapose!
Happy for you, bro.
There are no handwritings on the door. There's no traps on the door. The handwriting you see is a child's handwriting. It's lower to the ground. It's obviously a child's handwriting. The room sounds very quiet, but there's an ominous message that you've read on the door. So there's no traps though, and it's unlocked.
Seeing the message and kind of thinking how a child would think, considering, I take a random, I kind of rip a little bit of my cloak and kind of tie around my mouth and tie my, like a gag almost, and I look at the other ones and I go to lean in and open the door.
Ooh, I like it. Okay, I'm gonna set up this room. Actually, I need to set up real quick. We're not gonna take a break.
Okay.
But you'll see why in a second. Let's move that piece out the way, please.
Oh man.
Small rooms.
Excuse me. Slide over. Thank you.
I don't know what those things are, but I'm kind of like an open on this, right?
Edward's put his hand up.
For some reason, they remind me of like the Attack on Titan Titans.
Oh, yeah.
This is a marker, by the way. It's not.
It's a prediction.
Duke, when you open the door, candlelight from the hallway spills into this room, as does moonlight from a frost-covered window. This chamber is packed with strange-looking mannequins in creepy poses, frozen in time. But whispers in the shadows you hear. Could they be communicating with each other? Or is there something else worse in this room? You swear the mannequins are watching you, but they're not moving. However, your nerves are boiling over. You notice, though, across the room, in the far corner by a window, you see a single key hanging from a rope, elevated from the ceiling. And it's about 6 feet from the ground. The smell of rotten meat fills this room. Nausea sets in. And you're very quiet because you have the mask on as you peek in and you see this. You're going to close the door and talk to your buddies, or you're going to speak out loud?
I'm gonna quietly close the door and then, like, kind of pull it apart and go and whisper so they're closer, kind of like huddling together. Go. They're very this room. I feel like they're talking. They're not moving. But the whispers can't confirm it. But there is a key on the very far end of the room.
We need to get in that room.
Well, the way I see it, we either have to not make a sound or not look at them.
Probably gonna do both.
Just to reiterate, there is a string on the ceiling, right? It's hanging down with the key, and the key it's about 6 feet off the ground. And that's where that marker is, right there.
Perhaps our sneaky sneak.
Frank, you'd say that? Yep. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna take off, first I'm gonna try and rip some fabric from my shirt. I guess I do the same thing, do a mask. So try
Awesome.
to,
What's your armor?
the 15.
No, what armor are you wearing?
Oh, I have a leather jerkin.
You're good. I know you won't be good. So anybody else have like crazy noisy armor?
I got no armor.
Okay. So Scamp, you're actually hooking yourself up. This is something that requires somebody very stealthy. Unless you're gonna go in there balls to the wall like Yarn does, and actually what you should do is tell him there's wolf heads, wolves, and close the door and just let him go crazy.
They're kind of equivalent, right?
Just solo the whole thing.
And of course,
and there's a pile of bodies just around you.
yeah, right. He's all covered in blood. Like, I got the key, bitches.
Just breathing heavy.
And I forgot to describe. There's massive blood all over the floor. Obviously, you guys can see that. So.
I'm just gonna sack myself up, put the mask on, and quietly open the door.
All right. Anybody gonna say or do anything for Scamp before she goes walking?
Just some words of motivation. You can do
Pat
it.
on the back.
Stay the gods be with you.
Thanks,
All right.
sis.
I'm gonna explain to you how this is gonna work. You ready, young lady?
Yeah.
You slowly open the door. You hear the whispering. You think they're looking at you, but they're frozen. So to go across the room, we're gonna make some, obviously some stealth checks. But what I need you to do first is you gotta see and look at the room and analyze which is the safest route and the quietest route for you to go. To do that, we're gonna have you do a perception roll. Now, before you do that, if you fail this roll, you're gonna be at disadvantage with your stealth checks because you might be stepping on squeaky floors and other shit. So you need to roll high with this perception roll. Not that bad, but just go.
Seven.
You think, you stand there and you look around the room, you feel pretty nervous. You don't have an idea where's a safe route, so you're like, fuck it, either I'll go in or have somebody else do it for me.
I gotta do it. I'll go. I'll just pray.
Alright, this is gonna be a disadvantage, the stealth roll as you move forward. You guys are comfortable with her going in now? Because she looked back and she says, hey, I have no idea where I'm going.
Anybody else want to take a look? I can't see a path.
Are you talking?
Take a look.
Or are you gonna go back out and close the door?
I'm gonna go back out, close the door, and then say
Let's do
that.
that. Alright, you step out, what are you gonna say then?
I looked in, but I can't see a good path. Anyone with better eyes can get a look.
I could try.
You have armor and you'll be at disadvantage. So.
Maybe not you. You're a little loud.
I'll poke my head back in there and do a perception very quietly and see if I can see a better path, the line path for her.
Alright. Door opens up. Yeah, you two, you look around and you're not comfortable. You don't see anything. You feel that anybody going in, as far as you can tell, it's hard for you to see a way in, a safe way in. You closing the door, or
Yeah.
I'll as you come out, I'll take a look.
you ready, big guy? After the spider incident, our goal might be the savior.
What could do it?
Okay, the door creaks open, sir.
Alright. Without making a sound, I'm going to take a look around the flooring. And that's going to be an 11.
You see a clear path across the room. You feel comfortable where maybe I can actually do this.
Oh, Jesus.
Now, because you see this pathway, you're going to get advantage on your stealth checks. Now, if you tell somebody else where to go, they're just going to do regular stealth checks. Do you dare to take this chance, sir?
I can do it. What'd you see?
She'll do it. She'll just regular stealth checks. Or you can do it with advantage, because you actually clearly see it.
How nimble are you?
I'm the +2 kind of nimble.
Do you want to back out and talk about this?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Step back out again and close the door. Poor Yorn is probably like, let me smash!
I'm a +7 kind
So
of
now
nimble.
this is just coming down to debate of statistics.
Yeah. So again, if you go, because you know the safest route, you can see the floors, you have an idea where it's not going to make an outlet, you'll get advantage on your stealth checks. You can tell one of them, they'll go in, but it's a regular stealth check with them. And they're going to need several stealth checks to get across the hall.
It'll be a flat roll, but I get a +7.
Right. Oh, shit. Yeah.
Then I think you should.
Okay.
Let me show you how to get across the floor.
Yes, please.
No, don't be doing these ones because
Yeah.
really, I don't want to kill anybody, but unfortunately it is what it is. She's going?
I'll go.
Okay,
I'll do
let's
it.
try this now.
+7 is
people.
way better than my +2.
These stealth rolls are not that high, but obviously if you roll ones and shit, you're gonna be screwed. So, young lady, put your character at the doorway. Let's do this. First roll.
Nat 20!
What?
She's across the room!
I'll tell you what. If I roll a 1, 2, or 3, you're still gonna do the progression.
Okay.
If I roll anything above that, I'm gonna put you right at the bell, the whistle. I mean, the key.
Alright.
1, 2, or 3, regular. Anything higher, you're gonna be right over here. 11.
Oh my
You
god.
slowly snake your way very carefully and very quietly past all of these. And the rest of you guys just see her disappear. You have no idea where she's at as she goes into the shadows and twists and turns past all of these nasty looking mannequins. You finally get the key. It's 6 feet above, and as you look up at the top of the ceiling are 12 shiny bells attached to the string. You have an idea that any tugging, excessive tugging, will have those bells go off. Now the rest of you do not see her at all. She just disappeared into this room.
I'm gonna take a dagger out and try and cut the rope.
Cutting the rope.
Not move it.
This is a very high dexterity roll. Stealth for you, sleight of hand. Young lady, good luck.
I get +5.
You need
I got a 9.
okay, we're gonna do a chance roll. I give it opportunities. 1, 2, 3. That bell's gonna go crazy. Next one's gonna be at disadvantage, so you're gonna need 2 dice. 10. That's what you need is a 10. You actually slowly cut the key very quietly. The rest of you, it's been about maybe 5 to 10 minutes. You still haven't heard from her, but these things haven't moved. You cut the key. You look back in the distance. You can barely see the doorway with the shadows of your brothers and your sister. You're gonna have to go across. This is your last stealth check roll.
14.
You make your way halfway across. Put yourself in the middle. And I'm gonna have this. What you'll do with advantage because you've been through this route already.
15. 22.
Young lady, you make it out the room with the key. Talking about stress. Good job. You make it out. The door closes. She's out. She's sweating. She's shaking, and she has a key in her hand. So, all right. Then this key that you have has a circle etched into it. So.
Alrighty then.
Got it.
Good job. Pat her on the head. Very quietly pat her on the head and like,
Let's never do that room again. Bad things.
All right. So, what would you guys like to go next?
We did close the door.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
I know, I
closed
read
the
that
fuck out of the door.
All right.
We slam it shut and they
No. No slamming.
Where would you guys like to go to next? Let's put our characters over there. Who's at the door?
I'll do it. Alright. I like it. There you go.
The door is covered. The handle of the doorknob is covered with dust. There's a keyhole. You're going to open it.
Inspect it first.
Make the roll, please.
11.
Yeah, there's no traps, no spiders, no,
Yeah, trying to
and it actually opens up. Can somebody remove that piece, please? Wrong room. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm not gonna torment you again. Let's see. This is. There we go. Bjorn, this door squeals open. There's a glow from outside that provides light into this room. A rocking chair slowly creaks back and forth. No one's sitting on it. There's a wardrobe next to the rocking chair. Across from it, it's wide open and empty. You see a nearby desk that's stained red. Maybe it's wine. Next to the rocking chair, though, is a creepy 3-foot-tall doll wearing a lacy yellow dress. It has an eternal smile locked on it. Cobwebs cover this doll like a wedding veil. That's
What
right.
do you?
Y'all know what I'm doing.
Fuck it
Going
up.
over, yeah, going to the doll.
Walk over there.
Alright.
Make a perception roll when you approach the doll, please.
Oh,
Ooh.
18.
As you approach the doll, tied around the doll's neck is a small silk brass key. And you see there's an etching on that key. It's a triangle. And it's a little string around this doll's neck. Anybody else going to run with them?
I will just in case the door shuts.
Alright, let's put very good.
Yeah, I'm gonna quickly learn follow suit real quick.
And as the more of you come in, the rocking chair stops.
I'm assuming we all go in? Yes, no, maybe so.
What would it be to a soup? Yeah, I'm going.
You?
I think you should go for shits and giggles back into the
Yeah.
I got this, bitches!
Yeah. Or just waltz with some monsters
That's
from
right.
it.
That's right. Alright, you're in there, you're staring at this thing, and this doll is creepy, and it's looking right at you with a big, sinister smile. And the rest of you see this. Even though the doll has a veil of cobwebs, you see it staring right at him. The porcelain eyes are just drilling through your head.
I'm not even going for the key. Just slash the thing to bits.
Oh, but what are you using?
The longsword.
You do. The head falls off, it hits the ground, a plume of smoke goes up, the head rolls around and settles. The head looks up with a devilish smile from the doll, and the key falls to your feet.
I pick up the key, and I'm going to turn to the group and say, somebody go do something to the wardrobe.
When you say that, the rest of you see the head all of a sudden, really quickly, roll underneath the bed, and it's gone from sight.
I picked up the key.
Yeah, you have
She's
the key in
gonna
your hand.
immediately start like.
This key has an
muttering
etching of a
prayer.
triangle on it.
Okay, everyone get out the room.
I will be muttering a
Got
prayer
key.
underneath my breath the whole time.
Nobody's gonna look under the bed? Go
I'm good. I'm going back out.
Alright, so
here.
let's put everybody back out then.
Yep,
Let's
show
rush
up, get
everybody
the
out.
fuck out.
Close that door.
No, again.
Well,
Alright, so
How we feeling? That was a lot.
there was a lot. You got the fuck out of Dodge.
Let's go open the door.
in the right corresponding order, remembering to note.
Let's have the keys.
Alright, who's approaching the door?
You
You got all the
Thank
keys.
you.
Alright. Approaching this door, you see 3 keyholes. And they have the symbols all over. How are you going to go about opening these doors?
I will put the square key in first, the circle second, and the triangle third.
And you hear the door and mechanical internal mechanisms unlocking the door. And it creaks open slightly. Going in?
Can we open the door? I won't go in, but I'll open the door.
Okay. Let's remove that. Please. As this door slightly creaks open, the darkness of this gloomy area almost tries to strangle the light behind you when you open this door. Your shadow actually stretches across this room. You immediately spot 2 child-sized beds, a toy chest, a dollhouse, and a replica of the manor you're actually in. The room's sole window's actually been bricked up completely. And it's at this moment you spot 2 small skeletons in tattered but familiar clothing in the middle of this room. The smaller of the 2 skeletons actually cradles a very small doll.
Sure, ghost orphans.
Anybody going in?
I'll go in.
I follow suit.
As Rose is cradling her little brother, she looks up at you, remembering how you kept her warm. "Where's Daddy? Is he here?" she says to you. And both Thorn and she stare at you, waiting for an answer with the saddest of eyes. And they don't even notice the skeletons on the floor. In fact, these 2 poor children don't even realize they're dead.
Daddy, never sleep me. I'm gonna see you. I'm sorry.
Her eyes eyes are confused. No, Daddy should be here. And she's looking past you at the rest of you, looking back. Thorn is also peeking out, both transparent ghosts. They're looking for their father. They don't believe you.
I hold up the shroud that I got from the crib.
Those children, once again, don't even realize they're dead. They don't even see their skeletons on the floor.
Which beds are they on?
Both of them. That one in the corner. That one, yep.
I wander over and I kind of kneel down and pull my cloak back and goes, look at him and go, well, kiddos, I don't think your father's coming back. I don't think you realize how long it's been. I'm sorry.
Rose looks at her little brother and looks back at you, confused. We don't understand. Now the rest of you hear this dialogue going on.
I don't know how to put it to y'all. But do y'all, you have that litter still, don't you? Scamp?
I do.
And I pull out
I hand it over.
and I show her the letter. This is your father's handwriting.
She looks at it. It is. Father's here?
I don't know.
These children have very confused looks on their faces and look past all of you, and at the first time you were all speechless as a family of orphans. Anybody else going to try to communicate?
I think I'm gonna walk up to them and tell them that I think Daddy's gonna be away on business for a while. And it's just them and us right now.
When you say that, they both look at each other and they look at you. These ghostly images of children jump off the bed and they rush to you for comfort. But they go right through you. And they stop to look around confused as they don't understand what's going on. And they try to hug you one more time, and they go through you again. Thorn, upset, hugs his sister and begins to cry. Rose is shaking, her eyes welling up as she begins to cry, confused. And the last thing you hear Rose is say, no, 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 and she disappears with Thorn. They're gone.
Looking at the two bodies, I just instinctively just take the cloak off and gather both of the remains up. And I go, well, let's finish what's outside, John.
Those two graves to put them in.
I open the cloak politely and softly carry them out of the room.
In this room, there's also a dollhouse and there's a chest.
I'll look at the chest.
Okay. Opening up the chest, there's actually a book in the chest. And the front of the book, the title is The Letter. Opening up the first something malevolent, something. Everything you guys been through when you first went to the Green Dragon Tavern.
When you met Rose and Thorn out in the streets of Elmwood, to when you entered the house and made your way to the attic, but there was one page left in this book. We have a dollhouse.
Kind of as I'm slowly preparing their bodies in the cloak of, I kind of peer over to the dollhouse, pausing, kind of taking in the resemblance of the house. Do I notice anything peculiar?
Yeah, the peculiarness is it is exact replica of the house, and where the attic is, you look in the windows, you see 5 toy models, about 2 inches high, and they resemble your entire family.
I'm gonna be a little off put by all this. Can I use divine sense to see if the evil is gone?
Yes. The evil is gone. You see your older brother carrying these tiny little skeletons with a little rag doll. She's there with a book, and you 2 guys are there at the doorway.
Scamp, can I see that book? I'm gonna flip through the book and I'm gonna get to the last page. I'm gonna take my quill out of my pack and I'm gonna write on that page, and they were together as a family in the end, and so they rested.
At that moment, everyone sees and takes it in, and you guys were all once a family. You were taken in by a man who cared and treated you like a father, so you sort of understand what it's like to be alone in this world. You close the book. What would you guys like to do at this point?
Let's put the kids to bed.
One last time.
Let's go outside to the graveyard. Put one skeleton in one in the other. I'll take my dagger and a hammer and carve the names in the tombstones.
All right. Well, we're gonna go outside. So let's put everybody outside the house.
Where do you want this?
You can leave it there. Just ignore these guys.
They get hurt.
Yeah. As you exit this house, the snow continues to fall. The moon still is high. It's still high in the sky in the evening. There's a beautiful glow about this area, unlike before. Any dark presence or unnervousness or unease you felt is totally lifted and gone. The soft wind brushes past all of you. Suddenly, the cemetery gate squeaks open quietly. We all go in? You're in the cemetery. Let's put it all in there. You have the bones. There are actually some shovels protruding in the snow, and there's 2 empty graves. What are you guys doing collectively?
Prepping. I will put the bones aside carefully and start prepping one of them. When I go, time to get our hands dirty.
I'll prep the other one.
Awesome. Anybody gonna say anything?
Well, actually, I'll
Can you offer a bit of blessing?
Yeah, I'll do that. May these children be at the Father's side forever.
Let's hope they see their father.
Yes.
Okay. And we're going to place these children into the grave?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You gently lay their bodies into the grave. And almost like magic, the tombstones, light glitters appear and glow. One tombstone says, "Here lies daughter Rose." The other tombstone says, "Here lies son Thorn." You suddenly feel the presence of something behind you at the gate that opened up. You turn around, and you see the ghostly spirits of Rose and Thorn as they slowly walk and phase through the gates, and they approach you all. Thorn's eyes are widened as he has excitement in his face as he looks towards all of you. And for the first time, you hear Thorn speak, and he says the words, "Dada." While staring at these 2 young children, a translucent apparition floats through all of you from behind and approaches these children, Rose and Thorn. Both the children quickly cover their ghostly mouths with excitement, and they embrace this specter. This man begins to form in front of you. As Rose and Thorn lovingly embrace him, he turns to all of you. You immediately recognize him as the man who raised you. It is the ghost of your loving headmaster, Arthur Hartman. These were his children. Holding both Rose and Thorn at his sides, Arthur softly speaks to all of you as his ghostly eyes look upon you, his other children. "My dear, dear children, oh, how have you grown. I'm so sorry we parted the way we did. But know this, for all that I ever was, for all that I ever hoped to be, I owe to each of you." And until it's your time to join your sister Rose and Thorn and I love you all dearly. Arthur, Rose, and Thorn, smiling at each and every one of you, peacefully fade away. And as the snow continues to gently fall into this graveyard, you notice words appear on the third tombstone. Here lies Lord Arthur Hartman, father to all, and finally at peace. And it's because of you guys. With that, that is the letter. Thank you. Good job. I want to thank these guys for staying all night and playing this. They did an awesome kick-ass job. I would like to thank Walter Ortiz behind the wall, taking care of the Twitch channel. And I want to thank everyone who's donated to the charity. That organization is very important for the youth that are having issues. Feel free to continue to dropping donations and support the store. With that said, I'd like to say thank you all for watching, and God bless and be healthy. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Good job. That was awesome.